But they will tell you when to start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sola from the UK and Nigeria.
Hello, everyone. I am Andranik from the United States and Armenia.
Hey guys, I'm Sesame from Vietnam.
We are all first years and we are delighted to be leading this virtual tour of UWC Dilijan. First of all, we would like to thank Future Studio for hosting this event. Please send in your questions via the chat section and we will try to answer as many as possible at the end of the tour.
Let us start with a brief history of the college. Our school is based in Armenia in a small town called Dilijan, as the first United World College in the post-Soviet reality. If you are not familiar with UWC schools and colleges, they are a network of 18 schools in 18 different countries and have a centralized student selection process via what is called select national committees in 155 countries. All schools are independently run, but united under a common mission.
The first UWC, Atlantic College in Wales, was established after the Second World War in 1962 by a group of visionary individuals led by Kurt Hahn. All UWC schools have a mission to make education a force to unite people, nations, and cultures for peace and a sustainable future.
UWC Dilijan itself was founded in 2014 by impact investors and social entrepreneurs, Ruben Vardanani and Veronica Zonabend and their partners. They chose a location in Dilijan situated on an ancient silk route and at a crossroad of Europe, the Middle East, and Russia. The area is known as Little Switzerland of Armenia.
Let's start with this brief video, which will give everyone an idea about the school.
Sesame is now going to take us to the atrium and we can start the tour officially.
We are now at the atrium of our academic building. Here we have our regular college briefings where the whole community gathers for updates on the latest news and happenings. For a long time, the gatherings were restricted by COVID-19 protocols, but now we're back to face-to-face classes and have a full campus of 225 students. Here, students organize the cultural evenings and various performances for the college community. During breaks between classes, students spend time here, having their break snacks. Many students also study here individually or in groups, so usually this place is very full of life.
At school, we have students in the last two grades of the secondary school. They are aged 16 to 19. They study the International Baccalaureate Diploma program. also known as IB. We have 225 students from 80 countries and 30 teachers from 15 countries. Our admin and support staff are Armenian, so we learn about Armenia from our staff and Armenian students, as well as experiences outside the classroom.
In terms of departments, we have languages, mathematics, science, humanities, arts, and what we call creativity, activity, service, or CAS. Sesame is now taking us to a typical classroom.
So on my right, this is what a usual classroom would look like. But this one is a science lab. Give me 2 seconds. All right. That's weird. We have very, very on-point safety protocol to ensure that our student safety are at the maximum best.
Okay. Sesame, would you like to take us perhaps to the next classroom? That one might be open.
Sure. Looks like that one is closed. Maybe we can try this one. Well, it doesn't look like any of the classroom on this floor is open. So maybe Doyen, you can tell us more about your chemistry class.
That's absolutely fine. We can see the classroom from here. So I myself do chemistry higher level. And since coming to UWC Dilijan, I have found myself looking forward to experiments in the labs more and more because teachers are very enthusiastic. It's not only theoretical, I can actually see the applications in the lab. And of course, the quality equipment in the lab is very handy and useful when creating lab reports and ensuring that everything runs smoothly in the lab as well with safety. And we get our very own lab coats. So I really do feel like a scientist. So yeah, I love chemistry at UWC Dilijan.
Thank you, Doyen Sola. Sesame, will you please take us to the Aurora placards? UWC Dilijan has access to humanitarian work by the Aurora Humanitarian Initiative and welcomes opportunities to participate in its activities. Founded on behalf of the survivors of the Armenian genocide and in gratitude to their saviors, the Aurora Humanitarian Initiative seeks to empower modern-day saviors to offer life and hope to those in urgent need of basic humanitarian aid anywhere in the world, and thus continue the cycle of giving internationally. The initiative's programs include the Aurora Prize for Awakening Humanity and the Aurora Dialogues.
The library is an important part of our humanitarian education. It is equipped with all necessary facilities to create a comfortable setting, including 20 computer stations. A fun activity for book lovers is they can get involved in volunteering in the library as part of the librarians group, where students are in charge of the library from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends. Librarians support the library in daily activities and students in their academic research.
Sesame, will you please take us upstairs? Our library collaborates with Little Free Library, a nonprofit organization that inspires a love of reading, builds community, and sparks creativity by fostering neighborhood book exchanges around the world. Little Free Library has donated its lovely book box to us, which has become a unique way for the community to share books with each other and read. On top of the library, we have a space for quiet studies where students often do their individual assignments or homework, and several classrooms. This is the Russian language classroom, and this is the Spanish language classroom. Sesame, will you please take us to the visual arts studio? The arts faculty at UWC Dilijan is focused on unleashing its students' creativity, revealing hidden talents, empowering students to create through collaboration, critical thinking, and effective communication of ideas and concepts.
Wait, Andronique, don't you do visual arts?
Indeed, yes. I am a visual arts standard level student, and I really enjoy photography. As Sesame will show you soon. Okay. The visual arts studio here has a dark room where students can learn photography. To the left, Sesame, if you could please show us the computer station. Yes. On the other side of the atrium, as you can see now, the arts department has a computer class where students can practice their web design skills. Sesame, will you start heading towards the administration office?
So yeah, what I really do love about the IBDP diploma is that we can do CAS activities. What's your favorite class, Angelique?
I did a few CASs last term, but my favorite would probably have to be the math and science CAS. In the math and science class CAS, we completed many difficult math and science questions, as the name would suggest, ranging in all fields of science, from chemistry to physics to biology. And it really opened my eyes as to the difficulty of some of the questions that we might encounter, especially on our IB exams. What about you, Dorian Sola? What CAS did you like?
Well, when it comes to CAS, I like to take a step out of the classroom, unlike Angelique. And my favorite CAS was actually Let's Talk, which is a CAS where everyone from different cultures, communities, nationalities, groups, etc., come together to discuss what people usually term as dividing or controversial topics to share opinions and beliefs in a safe space and a respectable manner. What I really did love about Let's Talk is that it was a judgment-free zone. Even though you would have conservatives there, religious people there, the LGBTQ plus community there, it was never a place where people were ever disrespected or ever felt bad. And what stayed there, what was said there actually stayed there. So I really, really did love Let's Talk. And I'm actually going to continue attending Let's Talk this term.
That's great. Hello, Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hello, I'm Gabriel. I'm the head of college. Very welcome to this virtual tour you're doing for a virtual open day. I'd like to share something about me. This is my third year here in UWC Dilijan, but it's actually not my third year in UWC. I come from Spain, Malaga, where I was a university lecturer, and went for a career change that ended up changing not just my career, but my whole life. I moved to Singapore to join UWC Southeast Asia. I met my wife, Natalie, there. She's an Atlantic College alumna. And then we started living on campus, and we've been living on the UWC campus now for 16 years. Our children have always lived in the UWC campus, and we're delighted to be part of the UWC Dilijan community. So why this passion for UWC that you can see is so important for me? UWC is an incubator of the type of intercultural, international education that is so needed today. As a reaction to globalization, we can see nationalism and people becoming more and more parochial in many areas. And now we need more than ever the kind of education that our students are receiving, that turns them into bridges that connect peoples and cultures, that can understand each other. That doesn't mean that they have to change their own views or their own religion or their own political views, but they need to be able to work in a world that's becoming closer and closer, no matter how much we have in terms of political differences. UWC is an incubator for that. It's an incubator for the type of a student who wants to become an agent of change at the local sphere and in the global sphere. The students who want to be politically active, who want to be involved in the arts, in the sports, in academics, who want to understand what other people think, what other people do, and how they operate. So that's what we do here. We're very privileged to be with a very special community, 224 students from over 80 countries. Over 3/4 of them receive financial help, scholarships of some kind. So our diversity is not just a passport diversity, we have diversity in terms of socioeconomic backgrounds, cultural, religion. What kind of sports? Some people play kabaddi, some people play football, some people play basketball. It depends, and we celebrate all of them. We're in a fantastic location here in Armenia, a very warm, welcoming country with a fantastic campus that you can enjoy and seeing around. And apologies for those doors that were locked and you couldn't see inside. You're also seeing us in a very special time. It's been snowing for hours, so you can see a very white campus. It'll be very different in the summer, and we have seasons, and it's one of the beauties how you can see the changes throughout the year. So we're delighted that you're spending time getting to know us better, and if we can do anything to help you, please let us know. And thank you, Sesame.
Thank you, Gabriel.
All right.
Now let us go outside and see the other parts of campus.
So we've been in UWC for about a term now. That's like 3-4 months. What's your favorite part about UWC D?
As Gabriel said, UWC Dilijan is located on just a beautiful lot of land. We are surrounded by a beautiful forest. We have the Ostev River running through campus, and the nature is just wonderful.
Very much agreed. Even though I don't like snow, it is a very beautiful campus right now. I think I'd have to say my favorite thing about UWC is definitely the diversity. It's the most diverse campus out of all UWC campuses. And so, of course, it just reminds me how privileged I am to be able to get to know so many people from so many different cultures. And my mind has certainly and definitely been opened since coming to UWCD. Yeah, I fall in love with the school more and more every day.
Definitely. Speaking of snow, hopefully this weekend we will be partaking in a ski trip. I am
Yeah.
very much looking forward to that.
At UWCD, we study the IBDP core, which contains the theory of knowledge, CAS, and the extended essay, as well as 6 subjects chosen from languages, literature, individuals and societies, science, mathematics, and the arts. Most subjects can be studied at either the standard level or the high level.
Sashimi, could you please show us the Med Center?
All right. On the right here, we have our Med Center, and on the left is a sports center. We're not going inside right now because of the short of time. But in the video displayed in the beginning, you will be able to see the inside of the sports center.
And Sesame, can you take us to the front of the medical center, please? UWC Dilijan has a modern medical center on campus to provide healthcare for students and staff. The medical center has several hospital beds, including an isolation ward. It also has a dental room to provide regular dental checkups for students and staff as well, and a team of 5 nurses to ensure that the medical center is manned 24/7, and there is a resident doctor available to students and staff on campus for consultation. In addition to this, Dilijan is well served by the Tavush Medical Center, located only a few minutes away from the school campus. The Tavush Medical Center can provide first-class support for more serious medical issues should they arise. The campus has a full-time pastoral counseling service with a resident psychologist. The overall goal of the service is to provide students and staff with the psychological facilitation and support as required.
So Sesame, can you please show us the snow-covered football pitch? Here we organize student games. We have a football cast. Sometimes students play with or against our staff, which is always hilarious and super fun. We used to have several cast projects involving kids and youngsters from the community before the pandemic, and hopefully we will be able to resume them again soon. Apart from the outdoor sport facilities inside the sports complex, as you saw in the video, we have a big swimming pool, indoor sports courts for basketball, football, badminton, and a gym. The campus is surrounded by a beautiful environment. Every time you turn your head, you can see beautiful forest slopes and mountains. This allows us to offer a range of fantastic outdoor and adventure opportunities. And within an hour's drive, we can have access to water sports at Lake Sevan and winter sports at Zakador Ski Resort. Outdoor activities are offered throughout the week as part of the CAS program, and on weekends, where we are able to venture further afield for day and overnight trips to camp and explore. Outdoor programs are also part of our project weeks and include trekking, hiking, climbing, and sailing on Lake Sevan.
On the right, we have our ceramic studio where Sesame is heading now. And this is where students express their creativity, learning carpentry or ceramics. Here, students can freely express their creativity through a means outside of pen and paper. And can I just say that the work I have seen done by my fellow students is simply outstanding. And we can see through the window, hopefully, some of the ceramics that students have done. It's just extremely beautiful. Every time I walk past, I always stop and stare, even though I've seen these works many, many times on my way to and from school. And it's just so beautiful. So Sesame, would you like to take us to the residences? And on the way to the residences, we will see 2 tennis courts, also covered in snow right now, and an outdoor basketball court. I played tennis for about 5 years before coming to UWCD, and my passion did not die since UWCD has 2 tennis courts, and I have been able to continue training or playing occasionally because of the facilities available. Unfortunately, during this time, because of the snow and because it's just too cold, we can't continue our tennis class. But during the spring, I look forward to it very much to continue playing tennis and developing my skill. I like to call myself Serena Williams sometimes, even though I'm not even close to it.
We have now reached our residences. They are situated between the mountains and the river, so they are divided into mountainside and riverside houses. To the left is our cafeteria that we'll see a bit later. Now we are entering one of the 6 residences called tunes, which in Armenian means house, 3 named after the Armenian rivers and 3 after the Armenian mountains.
So right now, Sesame is going to take us to the Astev tune, named after the Astev River, which runs throughout the entire campus. And I am actually in Astev. So my room is going to be shown. I hope it's clean. I'm sure it is. And yeah, Sesame is going to take us there. What I really do love about being in a 4-person room is that I have 3 wonderful and amazing roommates. And yeah, there's privacy. With faculty living on and around campus, students have a support system in place for themselves, and the school places high priority on building relationships among students and faculty. As a student here myself, I understand how difficult it could be to, interact with people and make friends with people from different cultures. But because of the help and encouragement from the UWCD and from the school psychologist, I was able to step out of my comfort zone and make friends from all over the world, which will most definitely be lifelong. And this is my corner that Sesame is showing right now.
This is one of the student rooms. Usually there are 2 or 4 students living in one room. This is a room for 4 students. A mentor who is an academic staff member is generally living on the same corridor as the students. Sesame, will you please take us to RS2, one of the common rooms?
Sure. RH2 actually stands for Riverside. The common room as which I'm going to now, this is RS1, the first common room on ground floor. You can see the snow has been collecting over there.
So there is one common room on each floor where students meet for their weekly meeting with their tune parents, and a common kitchen on the second floor of each side of the residences for students to make their tea, cook a bit, or do some baking.
Here we go.
Take us around RS2.
We have RS2. This is where the students come to hang out, have some food, talk to their friends. We have a kitchenette here with an oven we can use to bake. We have a fridge. We have partitions dividing smaller rooms into study rooms.
Okay, thank you very much, Sesame. Could you please start heading towards the cafeteria? So, Join Sola, what would you say makes UWC Dilijan special?
Oh, that's a difficult question. But I think what makes it so special is definitely the fact that even though there are so many people from different cultures, having regional evenings helps you learn about different cultures and definitely brings the community together as a whole. So I really love regional evenings. And yeah, also having your community. Like, for example, I'm Nigerian, but I'm also British. So in the British community and the African community. And it's just lovely because you also have a support system backing you. But that doesn't stop you from making friends from all over the world also. So UWCD is a special place. Oh, Sesame has arrived at the cafeteria.
Great. Sesame, will you tell us a little bit about the cafeteria?
And the black box.
Sesame, you're muted.
that was my bad. We have the black box right here. The black box is for theater performances, open mic, movie screenings, and a lot more activities that usually bring the community together. On this side, we have the cafeteria, which I'm going to enter very soon. Perfect. Upon entering the cafeteria, our students wash their hands. The cafeteria provides food 5 times a day, 3 meals and 2 snack times during the lunch, dinner times every day. The cafeteria serves around 6 types of salad, 6 garnishes, 3 meat dishes, plus fish. As well as vegetable dishes, rice, potatoes, and pasta as sources of carbs. Cookies and cakes are served once a day. We have our assortment of sauces. We have some fruits. This is where the food is served by our amazing chefs. We will start to exit the cafeteria. Ando, would you like to tell us more about the national cuisines?
The cafeteria occasionally serves themed meals from various national cuisines during cultural weeks, which are very popular with our students and staff and have become a college tradition. In relation to regional evenings, the cafeteria prepares dishes from the region of the week. For example, only a few weeks ago, we had the Southeast Asian regional evening, during which time we ate many national dishes from countries such as China, South Korea, Japan, and many more.
Armenian produce is of the highest quality, and there is abundance of fresh fruit and vegetables, which I really should be eating more. There is a special food committee composed of staff and students, which monitors food-related issues, discusses and improves the cafeteria service, as well as proposes new menu items according to the students' needs.
Okay, that is it for the virtual tour. We will now be entering the Q&A session. We see that there are quite a few questions, so let us begin.
Oh, okay. Yep, go to the top. What makes an applicant stand out from an applicant point of view?
Sesame, do you want to take this one?
Sure, guys. Just let me flip the camera around. Here, I'll find a bench to sit down real quick.
If there's no snow on it.
There's definitely going to be snow in it. Okay. Ando, can you please tell me the question again?
Yeah. So someone is asking, what makes an applicant stand out?
What makes an applicant stand out? UWC is a very, very diverse place, meaning there will be tons and tons of people applying from all different places. So, I love you too. Sorry about that. To stand out, you just really have to be yourself. Honestly, it's who you are. It's the culture that is carried inside you. It's the way you were nurtured. It's the approach you take to doing things. And once you have that down, you just have to reflect on that and really tell the school more about yourself, because they really, really want to find out more about you guys as applicants.
Thank you, Sesame. So we have a question. When is the best time for applying for teacher job openings? In response to this, announcements are on the UWC Dilijan website, and they are updated frequently. So please visit the website for more information regarding teacher job openings. So Join Sola, would you like to answer the question? How does UWC Dilijan different from other campuses? What makes it special? What is the key criteria to be accepted to UWC?
Okay, that is a really good question. I need to remember how it was applying now. But yeah, I think what makes UWCD the best campus between me and you is that it is the most diverse campus of all UWC colleges, meaning that 80 countries on campus is a lot. And I'm not going to lie, there were some people that would tell me their countries and I've never heard them before. So of course, this allowed me to educate myself, and definitely I think what's the most, how we say in school, UWCE thing about people is demonstration of leadership and just thirst and hunger to learn more and more about human rights every day. Even though people come from so many different backgrounds all over the world, what I have noticed is that one thing that is in common with all UWC students is respect for human rights. And that
Definitely.
will never change. So definitely just brush up on what it means to be a world leader, to be a global citizen, and definitely go through the mission and vision and statements by Kurt Hahn on the school websites or on your national committee website. Yeah, that's really UWCE.
Thank you very much, Doyen Salah. Sesame, would you like to answer the question? How should I prepare myself for the application and whole process in general?
First step probably is to read it through very, very carefully. Look at the schools themselves, look at their mission statements. Each school have their own mission statements, and you really have to identify whether these values of these individual schools really resonate with your own values. Sorry about that. And then you will be able to sign up for an application form. It's a paper form or online form. It's an online form. And there will be questions, essay style questions, questions about your identity, your information. Fill those out. But if you're asking on tips about how to fill out the essay questions, just be totally honest, be yourself, and really advocate for yourself towards the school. Thank you.
Repeat the CAS question. Oh my God. Thank you,
Okay.
Sesame.
Thank you, Sesame. Now I'll be answering one of Mariana's question regarding whether CAS are led by students or instructors. So the great thing about CAS is that they are student-led. So if you have an idea, such as chess CAS, for example, or football CAS, then you are the student leader of that CAS, and you get a staff member to be a supervisor. However, you will be leading that CAS. You will come up with the activities to that CAS. And once at the beginning of every term, we have what is called a CAS fair. During this time, we display our CASs and we recruit members to join.
Yep. The CAS fair is also really fun because you get to see how many opportunities. Oh, there's Linnea and Elios. You get to see so many opportunities to try new things that you probably won't even try at home. Coming from Nigeria, I didn't get to try skiing, but now I can. And now we have another question from Pavis. Please, apologies if I mispronounce your name. And the question is, are first years roomed with second years, or can it be all first years or all second years? So in a 4-people room, you usually have 2 first years, 2 second years. And in a 2-people room, you generally have 1 first year and 1 second year. This year, second years are more than first years. So in some 4-people rooms, there are only second years, and in some 2-people rooms, there are only second years as well. But it's usually very equally divided, so that your roommates could be second years that have experience from being at UWCD. They can become somewhat of a mentor to you, help you guide you through the process. I am very close to my second year roommates, and it's absolutely lovely. Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, now we're going to be answering the question, how do students manage their schedules? So I think what is very important at the school is the freedom that's given to students. So personally, I enjoy waking up early in the morning.
Yep.
And doing a lot of work before school starts itself.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, I'm free in the evenings. However, it really depends on the students. Doyen Sola, how do you manage your day?
Okay, well, I will not deceive anybody. The IB curriculum is very rigorous. And of course, being a UWC student, you're not expected to only do academics, you're expected to get what students call the full UWC experience. So that means you have to socialize, you have to participate in classes, you have to attend focus week sessions, etc., etc. And what I think has really helped is making sure you have discipline and have a rigorous but flexible schedule at the same time, so that you're not overwhelmed by work or stress. And usually what people typically say is, as long as you do your assignments and attend class, you should be able to pass the IB. So ensure that you're just doing your assignments on time. Don't leave them to the day before deadlines. Don't do that. And make sure you don't focus so much on academics that you forget the UWC experience. So yeah, it really just depends on you as a person, but I think discipline is key.
Definitely. So I'll be answering the quick question, what about days off and on? Do we have the whole weekend off? And the answer to that is yes, we have the whole weekend off. Classes finish at 4:15, and on Friday, classes finish at 4:15. And depending on if you have some classes or something, then you're free for the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday. But do keep in mind, we have a plethora of activities over the weekend to keep you occupied.
So you're not going to be bored if that's what you're asking. And yeah, I think those are all the questions.
We can answer this.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps one or two more questions. Sesame, would you like to answer this question? Ajwad, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it, asks, I would like to apply for the 22-23 academic year. I have almost 10 months. How should I prepare myself? Guidelines or suggestions?
Antoine, you have a lot of time, like a lot, until the submission. And I recommend you right now to reflect upon what you have been doing concerning whether it's extracurriculars, it's projects that you do for your community, it's your academics as well. Because UWC really looks for like a well-rounded student. They want someone who shows a initiative in their community, who has passions and hobbies that will really enrich our community together as a whole. So yeah, really brush up on some of that hobbies, pick up that guitar, go sign up for some projects, and good luck. You have a lot of time, don't worry. Do some reading as well. Always try to know more about the application process.
Apologies. Thank you for that great advice, Sesame. We have a question from Dai Cho. So Doinsola, what was your best memory so far at UWC Dilijan?
That's a good question, because honestly, I have so many, from project week to circle activities. But I think the best and the most recent so far was at the Western Europe regional evening, and I performed with the UK because I'm from the UK, and we actually did a great British fry-off. But instead of doing it ourselves or getting students to do it, we got Gabriel, the head of college, and Madhu, the head of residences, to go up against each other, and it was absolutely hilarious. They had to cook an English breakfast in 5 minutes without a recipe, and surprisingly Gabriel won. Nobody expected him to win, but it was absolutely great. Everybody was so into it. We acted as if it was a cooking show. It was just so funny because the food was a little bit undercooked, but that's fine. Yeah, the memory was great and will definitely stay with me forever.
That's great. Let me answer the quick question. What time do classes start in the morning? So classes start at 8:30. And like I said previously, they end at 4:15. And I can also answer, do you have SAT preparation courses in UWC Dilijan? So a lot of UWC Dilijan students do partake in the SAT, and the UWC Dilijan campus is a registered SAT testing center. And within students, we have study groups. Personally, I am taking the SAT in March, and I've already started studying with a group of students, which personally really helps me. And yeah, but we don't have sort of official SAT preparation courses. It's more of a group, a collection, sort of group of students that study together.
Of course. And that being said, that doesn't mean that teachers can't help you. Of course, we have teachers from all over the world with a lot of experience. So they definitely, some of them definitely have experience in teaching the SAT, and we take the SATs in March, August, and October. So yeah, you have 3 chances to get your SAT done. And yeah, Sophia says, Hello, hi to you too, Sophia. Due to the outbreak of the pandemic, are we able to buy medical supplies in the school, like face masks or alcohol? The medical center actually has face masks, and alcohol is not actually allowed on campus, but if it's for medical reasons, you will definitely be able to contact the medical center in regards to any circumstances or conditions that you may have, and an arrangement can be made between you, the medical center, the head of residence, which is Madu, and your twin parents, so that everyone's in the loop, you know? And
Okay, and let me answer the final question from Luca. He asks, is there a counselor who helps you with choosing IB subjects? Definitely shout out to Harvey. He is our great school counselor. He has been a help to all of us. Personally, he has helped me a lot with my subject choices because the IB diploma program offers classes that are not sort of standard in all educational systems. So for example, I'm taking philosophy, which I've never done in the past. But otherwise, Harvey does help students a lot, and he helps you be confident in the choices, in your IB subject choices.
And we even had the university talk a few days ago, and it scared me to say the least, but Harvey ensures that you don't panic, ensures that you're as calm as possible. He makes sure to tell you all of your opportunities, regardless of your socioeconomic status, your scholarship opportunities, places you can go to in the world. And Harvey's just great. So for universities and the IB itself, Harvey does really well, and you have more than enough guidance. And as well as Harvey, you have your teachers. And is that Timmy? Say hi to Timmy for us, Sesame. Hey, Timmy. Okay, that's Timmy from Nigeria. He's my career. So there's more than enough support in regards to your subject choices and your university choices as well. So
okay, looks like we still have a little bit of time, so we'll be answering one final question from Ajwad. He says, heard there is a second language you have to select. So is the first language my mother tongue, or it's English, and I have to choose another language as my second language?
Oh.
So this depends really on the student. So personally, I am a native English speaker, and I am taking English A, higher level language and literature. However, you can take self-taught language. So your native language, you can take self-taught.
Your mother tongue?
However, there is also a requirement for a second language. So that's where I take German ab initio, or beginner level.
Yeah. In contrast to Ando, I take English Lang and Lit A, but standard level, not higher level. And I take Spanish ab initio. But if you're not interested per se in learning a language that you don't already know, then you can take your mother tongue as your self-taught language, in which you're literally self-taught and just have a guidance of a language teacher in terms of what you do during the course. But your language will not die out.
Okay.
Many subscribe.
Okay, I think we can do one.
Yeah,
final
this is a
one.
good question too. Yeah.
So our Zai Spencer says, or asks, are many of the IB subjects oversubscribed? And if they are, does that make it difficult to change if you realize you want to do another one?
You want to take this or?
Sure. So the school has many teachers, we don't just have one math teacher, and classes are very balanced number-wise. We have approximately 15 to 20 students in each class. Otherwise, so no IB subjects are necessarily like oversubscribed. So there is space. In regards to whether it is difficult to change, definitely when you come here as a first year, during your first term, it is pretty easy to change your subject. So, and the first few weeks especially are just about getting a feeling for the subjects that you like, what you don't like, and administration makes you feel more than comfortable switching around until you find the IB subjects which suit you.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we all have a friend that has changed their IB subjects 2-3 times. So don't worry, the school is flexible and will support you in all of your choices. Of course, the school does not expect you to know exactly what you want to do and how you want to do it at this age. We're all very young. So yeah, don't worry about that. just in first term, try and enjoy as much of your academics as possible while you still can.
Okay, thank you very much for attending our virtual tour. Apply to UWC Dilijan and become part of our diverse family. If you have any questions about the application process, visit our website or send an email to admissions@uwcdilijan.am. Stay safe, everybody.
Bye-bye.